Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be doing a Kanye West album tier list today. Basically what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be putting up a bunch of Kanye albums and I'm going to be ranking them S to D, I guess is the worst. I will try to rank these fairly and strictly off my opinion. And I will try not to be biased for this because I love a good majority of these albums, and I think one of them is like considered probably the best album ever. So the S tier is like the best of the best. A tier is like pretty close to the best. B tier is like middle of the road basically. C tier is like above the worst, and then the worst is D tier, which is pretty bad. So yeah, I'm gonna be going through all those. So hopefully you guys enjoy this video. Let's start with the first album that he's ever created, and that's The College Dropout. I think The College Dropout is an S tier album. College Dropout, it's like basically the perfect album when you want to try to get into rap music. If it's your first time trying to get into rap music, it's like you'll like a good majority of these songs. Songs like Through the Wire, like basically put him on the map. We Don't Care is a great song too. All Falls Down should be considered one of his best songs. Jesus Walks is a great song too. Slow Jams with Jamie Foxx, The New Workout Plan, Breathe In, Breathe Out, Two Words, Family Business, Last Call. I don't know. I think like it's like almost the perfect album when you want to try to get into Kanye. So yeah, I'm going to put it at S tier because it's widely considered one of the best debut albums of all time next to Kendrick Lamar's Good Kid, Mad City. So yeah, I'm going to put it there. This opinion might piss some people off, but I'm going to put it at B. I'm not like a huge fan of Late Registration. I do like the album, but I don't think it's like one of his best albums ever. It's a great album. It's great, but I don't think it's like one of his best. I don't think it's A tier or S tier, but there are great songs on this album like Gold Digger, Touch the Sky, and Late. Like it's a great album, but doesn't really do me the right way. All right, next we have Graduation. Now, I'm going to put it at A. I'm going to put it at the top of A because it could be better. This could be Kanye's best album of all time. But he decides to put these two shitty songs in the middle of the fucking record. Drunken Hot Girls and Barry Bonds. They're not good. You have to suffer 8 minutes of just badness before you get into Flashing Lights, which is like widely considered one of his best songs of all time. So this would be an S if he just removed those two tracks. Like it would be a perfect album if he just got rid of those tracks. But no, it's stuck at A tier, so that's where it's going to stay. Other than that, I think the production on here is great. The synths on this album are like really cool on Flashing Lights. Another song that I really like is Everything I Am with the piano, which doesn't have as much synths on it because, you know, it's a piano album. It's a piano song. So I forgot to say all the album ratings, but I think the College Dropout is a 10 out of 10. Graduation is a 9 out of 10. And then Late Registration is an 8 out of 10 for me. All right, next is 808s and Heartbreak. 808s and Heartbreak is probably his most underrated album. I'm gonna put it at a B. There's a good majority of these songs that I really, really like, and yeah, I just really, really like them. But there's some songs on this record where the singing isn't as good as the other songs are. So yeah, I'm just gonna keep it there. I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10. Because I love the song Paranoid and like Say You Will. The intro track should be considered one of like Kanye's best intro tracks of all time with Say You Will. It's a great track. You should go listen to it. If you haven't listened to this album, go listen to it. It's highly like people really for some reason just don't like this album, but I think it's widely considered one of the most influential albums like of all time with the singing on it. Like it influenced Juice WRLD. So yeah, I think that's my placement. 8 out of 10 for me. Yeah, I think it's better than Late Registration. All right, next we have My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. So very unpopular opinion, but I think it's an S. This is his best record. Don't fight with me in the comments that this album is overrated. It's not. I mean, you can say it's overrated. I'd understand why you'd say it's overrated, but I'd like to speak my piece on why I like it. The backstory behind it is just so great. The songs are great. The Taylor Swift, like this whole thing, like he's just saying, I'm sorry for being myself, but I'm going to keep being myself, basically, is what he's saying. Some of Kanye's best tracks on this album are on this album. Like, it's absolutely insane, dude. Like, all of the lights, Dark Fantasy. Dark Fantasy is his best intro track of all time. Don't change my mind. And, yeah, it's just a great record. There's a lot of good features like Kid Cudi, Rihanna, Jay-Z, Nicki Minaj. It's a great album. I think it's his best, and I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10 because it should be considered up there with To Pimp a Butterfly for me at least. All right, next we have Yeezus. Yeezus is a very great. I'm gonna put Yeezus at an A tier. Yeezus has a lot of experimental stuff on it, and if you don't like that album, it makes sense why you wouldn't like that album, because it's just kind of weird. It's kind of messy. But I think that was the point that Kanye was trying to give off. Like, even if it is messy, it can still be a great album. And despite Anthony Fantino's review on it, I still I love this album a lot, and I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10 because I think it's near perfect for me, and it's just great. I'm a sucker for experimental stuff. I'm sorry. All right, next album I think is The Life of Pablo, right? Yeah. The Life of Pablo, I'm going to give it an S. I think The Life of Pablo is a great album. The Life of Pablo is also a messy album, but that's the point. You start the Taylor Swift beef, and then it's just like, I don't even know how to explain it. It's so good. Like, the intro track, Ultralight Beam, great. Father Stretch My Hands, I think is his best song of all time. Famous, which reopens the Taylor Swift beef, and it's awesome. And then Wolves, a lot of singing on it, but it's a good track. Frank's track, Frank Ocean, is on this fucking album. It's amazing. It's a great album. I fucking love it. It's amazing. It's amazing. It's amazing. I love it. And it might be a an unpopular opinion to say that The Life of Pablo is like S tier Kanye, but I don't know. I love that album. I think it does a better job of what Yeezus does, and I don't know. I think it does what Yeezus was trying to go for me at least. And Yeezus already by itself was a successful record for me. I think it succeeded what it was supposed to be, but I think The Life of Pablo just did it better. So I'm going to give it a 9.5 out of 10. Yeah, okay. I think it's the worst S tier, but it's still better than all of these records in my opinion. All right, Kids See Ghosts and Yay both came out the same year, so I'm going to pick Yay because I don't know, why not? I mean, there's a lot of great songs on this record, but I don't know. I think I'll put it at an A tier. The worst of the A. I think it's the worst A here. Now, there is a couple, I think there's like most of the songs, aka 3 songs, or like, yeah, three or four songs on here that I really like. I Thought About Killing You is a great song. Yikes is probably his most underrated song ever. Wouldn't Leave is a good song. No Mistakes with Charlie Wilson is an amazing song. Ghost Town, I think, should be in his final 4 of like the best albums or best songs that he's ever made. And then Violent Crimes, talking about his daughter growing up. It's amazing. So I think the only problem that I have with this record is that it's just too short for me. When you talk about serious topics, you might want to make them a little longer, like at least like 30, 40 minutes. But where it is right now, I think it's really good. That takes me to Kids See Ghosts. I think Kids See Ghosts is S tier, to be honest. Kid Cudi and Kanye have already proved throughout the years that they are an electric duo. I think Kid Cudi and Kanye with 7 songs just makes it more perfect in general. I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10. There's nothing much I can say else about that record. It's great. And then we have Jesus is King. I'm going to put Jesus is King at I'm going to put it at a D because there's only one song on this album that I like, and that's Follow God. So I'm going to give it a 4 out of 10 because, I don't know, it's not my favorite type of Kanye for me. Editing this video, I just realized that Donda is not on this list, so I'm going to put Donda at B tier. It's too long for me to comprehend my little small brain, and I don't know, I like a good majority of the songs, but I think it's too long and too many songs that aren't that good. I forgot to rate Kids See Ghosts and Yay. Kids See Ghosts I consider a 10, and then Yay I consider a 9. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please like and subscribe. If you don't want to, go subscribe to my other channel. I put a lot more time into those videos rather than these videos. I spend about 30 minutes editing these videos compared to like the 7 hours I spend making on the essays that I make. Please subscribe. Hope you liked it. Hope I pissed you off a little bit. Anyways, goodbye.